Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? This is your boy, Sean Cole, Speak Life. Hope everybody's day is going well. Mine's, by the grace of God, is doing swell. So with that being said, I just wanted to just chime in. Hope everybody's doing wonderful on this beautiful Monday that you're about to start and begin. Understanding and knowing this, that this is the day that the Lord has made. I will and I shall be glad and rejoice in it. Yeah, it's not a feeling, it's a decision that I made. Despite of all what's going on across the globe during this season, which normally during the season of the holidays, a lot of people are more, I say, going through a stage of depression or anxiety, thinking about loved ones that was in their life to other different things that they're going through personally when it comes to hardship. But nevertheless, how many of you know that if you make a decision to look beyond what you feel by putting your faith, bank, and anchor in Jesus, that Jesus allow you to override those feelings by faith to believe that all things will and shall work together for the good of them that love him? Well, with that being said, I'm a living proof of that. I have a lot of things in my life that I have been challenged with, to even presently, things that I get challenged and attacked by. Why? Because anytime when I try to do good, if you notice, Apostle Paul made that clear. When I try to do good, evil is always present. So it's always going to be opposition. If you ever been into a real fight, that's why the Bible teaches to say, fight the good fight of faith. Yeah, because this is a good fight, and it's not for the weak. It's not for the blind. It's not for the deaf. It's not for the ignorant. It's for those that endure hardness as a good soldier. It's those that understand the word and anchor and bank every move that they make on it, because they understand that it's in him I live, move, and have my being. So I say to say that being into the different challenges that we all face, there's not one soul on this earth is exempt. Even though we may look good, smell good, may drive good, live good, somebody is dealing still with some, I say, mayhem, some pandemonium, you know what I'm saying? Some chaos or some things that may be out of the ordinary. Yeah, stuff that you didn't expect, but they call it life. So I say to say that even in the midst of whatever the challenge that you may face, even during this day, this week, through the remaining of this month, I want to just encourage you to look up to the hills which come your help. Not giving up hope, not being weary and well-doing, but keep, other words, speaking, declaring in your life that things will and shall work together for the good. I will, other words, be prosperous. I am more than a conqueror. I am victorious, triumphant in everything that I do and say. Yeah, it's not based on what you feel, it's based on what you believe and what you know. With that being said, as you take this fight of faith, it's more so than just flesh and blood battle. Well, what I mean by flesh and blood, some things we think that, hey, we could just do by ourselves with our own hands, with our own sense of force and power. But it's a battle that, hey, you can't, in other words, deal with your own ability, but only your belief and your faith that's anchored in God that will come through. Because it's battles that you cannot fight alone. It's things that you cannot do on your own. So that's why I say that it's important to pray and ask God to give you the mind to persevere and to soar through oppositions and the storm, even like an eagle. Yeah, he may have, other words, wind that blowing strong, but in the midst of it, he, other words, learn how to take his wings, spread them, and still soar in his belief to landing to his destination. And I say that I want to encourage you, don't give up hope. Keep fighting. No different than when you, other words, was in a street fight or any type of physical fight. We understand that, hey, it's not for the weak and the faint of heart. It's not for the one that walk in fear, but the one that have the confidence to know boldly and with the courage, I will win. I already have won because my mind is already made up. Despite of what it is that the battle may look like, how big it may be, I ain't going to give up. I ain't going to quit. I ain't going to throw in the towel, but I will continue to keep fighting because the reality is I'm a natural born winner. Now, how do you come to that conclusion that you're a natural born winner? Well, understanding that the one that created you have already won. Yeah, the one that have, other words, created you already knew your beginning to your middle to your end. So with that being said, if you, other words, surrender and submit your will to God, God already won. The reality is we just, other words, walking out the battle, but the reality is it's going to come to a final hour that all this is going to wrap up, close up, there ain't going to be no more crying, no more sorrow, no more sickness, no more pain, no more death, no more war. But with that being said, exceedingly joy to those that believe in Christ. So I just want to encourage you to let you know that don't give up hope. You know, even in the midst of season where certain things you may not fully could grasp or understand yourself, put your faith anchored in God, just like Peter did. Yeah, you know, he had the words, you know what I'm saying, believe the fact that despite of what the storm was saying, that hey, as long as I keep connected on the path where Jesus is leading me, I'm safe. So I say to say that whoever going through something, I know that it is a way out of nowhere. I know it's a light at the end of the tunnel. I know that all things will and shall work together for the good. And the beauty of it all, everything have a season. So understanding that it's a season, this too shall pass. I want you to be encouraged and I want you to be inspired to, even in the midst of while you're going through, that you can declare these words out of your mouth. This too shall pass and things will get better. It's already getting better. And all things will and shall work together for the good. Yeah, even in the midst of getting a hit, even in the midst of having a setback, even in the midst of having a hardship, even in the midst of when you seem like you fell down. Well, my thing is, dust yourself off, get back up, and keep walking. Because the just shall live by faith. We walk by faith and not by sight. So I just want to, in other words, give you hope on this day as you proceed to move forward. Keep walking, keep fighting. And remember, he that endured to the end shall be saved. God bless.